Number 10. Charity pledges. The infamous charity pledges. From her initial divorce settlement, Amber Heard was given $7 million. She pledged in court to give the money entirely towards charity, with a few million to a children's hospital in Los Angeles and the rest to a labor rights group. But now that a few years have passed and we're looking more closely at the receipts from this claim, we find out that Amber has donated barely anything to the charity. The labor union testified that they never received the full $3.5 million that it was promised, and that about half of the donations that it received in Heard's name came from Elon Musk, who dated Amber after her and Johnny broke up. Amber deflected by stating on the stand that she still planned to donate all the money she promised, but that the defamation suit, which demands up to $50 million in damages, got in the way. Quote, "I still fully intend on honoring all of my pledges. I would love him to stop suing me so I can." Interestingly, there are about 4 years between Amber and Johnny divorcing and the Sun libel trial, of which she was not being sued for. Number 9. The makeup palette. Previously, in the opening statement back in April, while discussing how she used to cover her bruises from Depp hitting her multiple times, Amber's attorney held up a Milani Cosmetics color correcting makeup palette. She stated that Amber had used this makeup palette to hide her bruises after the onslaught delivery by Johnny to make sure that no one discovered her bruises and lesions. But in a now viral TikTok video, Milani Cosmetics themselves refuted this whole statement, saying that their color correcting palette came out in 2017. A full year after Amber had gotten a restraining order against Johnny. Johnny Depp supporters online used the issue to allege that Amber was lying about actually being hurt by Johnny during their relationship. But now that Amber is back on the stand, she was shown the same Milani Cosmetics palette and asked if she used it. She said she used something similar to it. Quote, "This is what I was talking about as a color correction palette, as a color correction kit. This is not, obviously, the exact one I used to carry, but I used to carry something like this with me all the time." Amber told the court that the makeup she did use she referred to as her bruise kit. She also explained that she would ice her injuries to reduce swelling, apply cream, and then put the makeup on. Quote, "The idea is that you want to counteract whatever color you're working with on the bruise. So, first day of bruising, well, the immediate is red. The red is what shows up right away. So you want to go with the opposite on the color wheel by dabbing a bit of green or something to counteract the red." While the attorney for Amber previously insinuated that the Milani Cosmetics palette was the one that Amber specifically had used, once the makeup brand refuted the claim, it was changed to one like this. Number 8. Sharing embarrassing photos of Johnny. During her testimony yesterday, Amber was being cross-examined and asked about whether she sent a photo to a friend of Depp sleeping after allegedly having consumed substances. Johnny's attorney characterized the photo of Depp asleep with ice cream spilled on him as embarrassing, and asked whether Amber had sent it to anyone. Amber stated that she didn't think so. But very quickly, the attorney showed a screenshot of a text message that Amber sent to her best friend. The message attached to the picture reads, quote, "This is what I'm dealing with." When she was shown the text messages between her and her friend of the photo of Johnny debilitated with the caption, "This is what I'm dealing with," Amber's attorney asked, quote, "And this is you supporting Mr. Depp?" Amber rebutted, stating, quote, "This is me getting support from my best friend. I also need support." Number 7. Never hitting Johnny Depp. At the beginning of the trials, Amber continually pressed the alleged fact that she never hit Johnny. She said that she was solely the victim to his harm and that she never raised a finger against him. We found that not to be true because the instance with the stairs became apparent. During one of their fights, Amber ran up the stairs with her sister. Allegedly, Johnny raised his hand to her sister, who got between the couple, and Amber hit Johnny to defend her. So the story changed from Amber has never hit Johnny to Amber has hit Johnny once in defense of her sister, who was clearly in a position of danger. According to Amber, her panic and fear for her sister came from the rumor she heard that Johnny had pushed his ex-girlfriend, Kate Moss, down the stairs during one of the fights back in the 90s. The rumor is absolutely not corroborated and could push the court in the favor of Johnny from Amber. Number 6. Hit Johnny Depp once. Okay, so the story changed from Amber has never hit Johnny to now Amber has only hit him once in defense of her sister. But that may not be entirely true because Amber was asked about a now viral audio clip recording of her on the phone with Johnny. In the clip, she states, quote, "I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. You're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." After she was asked about the clip, Amber changed her story once again to now admitting that she had hit him, but that it was in a provocative manner during a moment of intimacy. She said that Depp hit her in bed, and so she hit him back reactively. On the stand, she states, quote, "I hit his arms, his body as he was trying to prevent me from closing the door. I knew what he would do to me when he got to the other side. So now the story has gone from never hitting Johnny to only hitting him once to now twice. Number 5. Adjusting her timeline. While on the witness stand on Monday, Amber spent the first few minutes changing her story and adjusting her testimony, telling the court that the alleged harm from Johnny began earlier than she previously thought. Quote, "I'm embarrassed to say I think I would have liked to believe that the period of time in which I fell in love with Johnny, in which we fell in love and he was sober and he wasn't violent to me, lasted longer than it did." She said following a review of therapy notes, she recalled earlier moments of alleged harm that dated back as early as 2012 rather than her previously stated 2013. When asked by her attorney why she didn't recall these moments, Amber stated, quote, "That's not how my memory works." Number 4. Amber not being a fan. While up on the stand, Amber spent some time describing her early days in a relationship with Johnny. She also describes what she thought of him before she got to know him. Quote, "I knew who he was. I wasn't familiar, I wasn't a fan of his work. I wasn't familiar with him." But then some fans found a decades-old interview with Amber in which she was asked whether she was a fan of Johnny's growing up. The younger Amber says, quote, "I mean, who isn't a fan of Johnny's? That's a given. He's been a cultural icon and talented actor since I can remember." Number 3. Amber leaked evidence to TMZ. Previous testimony from the original 2016 divorce proceedings from Amber are currently under scrutiny as well. Allegedly, she may have slipped up while on the stand originally. During Heard's cross-examination in Virginia's Fairfax County Circuit Court on Tuesday, May 17th, the Aquaman star was shown footage of her 2016 deposition in which she discussed her divorce from Depp. She was heard in the video admitting that TMZ had been alerted about their divorce as well as her filing for a domestic violence restraining order against Depp, before awkwardly covering her face with her hands. Also at the original trial, Amber stated, quote, "I wanted to tell Johnny, or have him told by Jerry," the Depp's former bodyguard, "or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online. I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which had been alerted." Depp's lawyers then accused her of leaking the information to the press well before she officially told Johnny that she wanted a divorce. Amber fumbled through her responses, saying that she wasn't sure and that it wasn't her area of expertise. Number 2. Amber's broken nose. And now another time when Amber allegedly got hit by Johnny and a day later appeared on the James Corden show looking absolutely flawless. Johnny Depp's legal team grilled Amber Heard over photos of her looking fresh-faced during public appearances after allegedly being beaten up by Depp. The court was shown a clip of Amber Heard appearing on The Late Late Show with James Corden in December 2015 with no visible marks or bruises on her face. She previously told the court in her defamation trial that her makeup team had to work around the wounds and apply, quote, "super heavy red matte lipstick to hide her bloodied lip." While I don't doubt the power of makeup, it's hard to hide visible swelling. Number 1. Amber has never hit anyone. While Amber Heard had previously claimed that she never hurt anyone before her relationship with Johnny, which required her to fight back to escape further harm, and in an act of self-defense, Amber's past shows a very different story. All the way back in 2009, she was actually arrested and charged with hitting her girlfriend at the time, Tasya Van Ree. In the end though, charges were dropped, but this isn't where the lie comes in. The couple tried to claim that the only reason Heard was arrested was because the arresting police officer had realized that they were partners, not friends, and that the arrest motive was homophobia and prejudice. It was later found out that the officer who had arrested Heard was in fact part of the LGBTQ community herself. Was actually an advocate and person who fought for equal rights. The officer spoke out after this entire ordeal, saying that despite these claims against her, she arrested Amber because a violent fight occurred and that she was the one who witnessed it in the first place. So Amber directly lied under oath by claiming she was non-violent despite having a history of hitting her girlfriend in the past.
Starting off at our number 10 spot, we have "You're Such a Baby." In the cross-examination of Amber Heard, the famous tape where Amber admits to hitting Johnny and calling him a baby is played. There is a good minute or more that is played that gives you context as to what was happening at the time. Prior to hearing the recording, Amber testifies to the court that she only hit Johnny out of defense and that she never hit him otherwise. But in this recording, it shows that actually isn't true. Johnny's lawyers proceed to say to Amber, "You said you hit Mr. Depp." To which Amber replied, "Yeah, I had to hit his body to get him out from the door." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "Miss Heard, my question was, you said on that recording that you hit Mr. Depp, right?" To which Amber replied, "Yes, I did." To which Johnny's lawyer set the trap and replied, "And you accused him of being a baby for not wanting to start a physical fight with you." To which Amber replied, "I accused him of being a baby for complaining about me hitting him. He was trying to get through the door and I was trying to barricade." Sheesh. She walked right into that one. She finally admitted to it and showed a very key piece of evidence. If you were being hurt by this man, would you be calling him a baby for you just hitting him? And also, would he even be complaining about you hitting him so passively, if I may add, if he is the aggressor that you portray him as? This moment revealed a lot about both of their characters. In our number 9 spot, we have Tasya Van Ree. There was a final moment when Johnny's lawyers question Amber about her previous relationship with Tasya Van Ree. They reveal an article that states that Amber Heard allegedly struck her ex-girlfriend Tasya Van Ree at the airport in 2009. There were witnesses at the airport, including the cops, that allegedly saw it, which led to the alleged arrest. Johnny's lawyer asked one final question of, "Mr. Depp is not the only domestic partner that you have hurt. Have you, Miss Heard?" Of course, Amber replied to never hurting any of her partners ever. But sadly, she once again lied to the court, as there is evidence on the tape of her admitting to hitting Johnny. That was the last question Johnny's lawyer asked before finishing the cross-examination. Damn. Just damn. I hope someone patted Camille on the back for that finale, because that was arguably one of the best endings I've seen in a while. In our number 8 spot today, we have Tell the World, Johnny. In day 1 of the cross-examination, the very infamous tape where Amber says to Johnny, "See what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I am a victim too of DV." To which Johnny replied, "Yes." And then Amber went on to saying, "You know, it's a fair fight. See how many people believe you or side with you." Johnny Depp's lawyer then commenced to reiterate what was just said by Amber, with Amber confirming that it was indeed her voice. But Camille's slow but subtle emphasis on the power of the words and what was just said, it was the perfect delivery to drive home the point. You can please tell people that it was a fair fight, and you can see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too of DV. That's what you said, right? To which Amber replied, "I am saying it to the man who beat me up. Yes, I thought it was preposterous." To which Johnny Depp's lawyer replied, "And the man you beat up numerous times, right, Mrs. Heard?" Amber replied, "I could never hurt Johnny." The last comment totally discredited her, because the jury has already heard her on numerous occasions on tapes apologize to Johnny and admit to hurting him. Coming up in our number 7 spot, we have Fix It. At one point in the cross-examination, Johnny's lawyer is reading a few pages out of a journal of what Amber calls their love journal. Camille Vasquez, Johnny Depp's lawyer, reads quite a few entries where Amber is apologizing to Johnny. Amber insists that there's more love entries than apology notes. Camille proceeds to read another apology that shows that Amber is very remorseful over her behavior. Amber proceeds to tell the court and jury that she was always trying to fix it, referring to her always trying to fix the problems they had. To which Johnny Depp's lawyer replies, "Fix it by apologizing for your bad behavior?" Yikes. Savagery. Coming up in our number 6 spot, we have Spilled Wine. After the court listened to the audio tape of Amber and Johnny talking about Amber screaming at Johnny for spilling wine on her. At the beginning of this point, the court listened to the audio tape of Amber and Johnny talking about Amber screaming at Johnny for spilling wine on her. In this recording, Amber is very apologetic. After this recording was played, there was an air of, where is Johnny's team going with this? But then we quickly realized that this recording was done a week or 2 after Amber said that Johnny allegedly hurt her. The scene went as follows. Johnny Depp's lawyer Camille Vasquez says, "Mr. Depp says you screamed at him when he accidentally spilled wine on you." To which Amber replied, "I realize that's what Johnny said." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "And Mr. Depp tells you that this freaked out his son Jack." Then Amber said, "Johnny often used other people to back him up in our arguments." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "You don't seem too concerned about that, do you?" To which Amber replied, "I had a lot of concerns." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "You don't mention Mr. Depp sexually injuring you in this recording, do you?" To which Amber went on to say that that was not the point of that conversation. But whether that was the point of the conversation or not, if you were injured by someone, do you think you might be justified to scream if wine was spilt on you? Do you think you might be a little less apologetic for such a small incident? Would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Coming up in our number 5 spot, we have mirror photos. Throughout the cross-examination, we hear quite a lot about a particular incident in Australia in March 2015, when Johnny Depp's finger was severed. From what we can gather about the incident is that Amber and Johnny had a big fight, which then led Amber to allegedly throw a bottle at Johnny and sever his finger. This led Johnny to seemingly become hysterical, to then dip his finger in paint and start writing on the walls of the place they were staying in, as well as the mirrors. According to Amber's testimony, she was also physically hurt by Johnny that night and sexually injured by way of a bottle. As Johnny Depp's lawyers are questioning Amber, they show Amber a picture that she took of the writing on the mirror that night. They then point out the fact that Amber can't be seen in the mirror. Interesting. But then also, why aren't there pictures of her supposed injuries from that night? But there is a picture of writing on the mirror, in which she clearly is standing out of frame. Very sus, Amber. In our number 4 spot today, we have motion denied. After Johnny had made his case and all of the witnesses he brought had spoken, Amber Heard's team went to argue to strike the whole case and trial based off of lack of substantial evidence. Johnny Depp's lawyers took to the stand to argue that not only does he have substantial evidence, but he also has proven that Miss Heard has injured Johnny. He went on to say that regardless of the creativity used in Miss Heard's Washington op-ed, that everyone in the world knew that it was referring to Johnny, and it therefore has caused him to experience some defamation. The monologue was completely compelling and clearly showed that there is a case here, and so the judge denied the motion to strike the case. In our number 3 spot, we have The Gift. Ooh, this one was such a moment. At this point in the cross-examination, you see Camille, Johnny's lawyer, begin to warm up Amber by asking her a series of questions to confirm her claims of being hurt by Johnny. She specifically highlights that these claims took place in 2012, and Miss Heard agrees. But then she asks Amber about a gift that she gave Johnny in 2012, a knife. It was during these cycles of violence in 2012 that you gave Mr. Depp a knife as a gift? Johnny Depp's lawyers asked, to which Amber tried to play it off as if she couldn't remember when she gave it to him. But it was too late because the point was already driven home. She gave a knife to someone who supposedly hurts her. That doesn't sound right. This is the same knife that you gave to the man who would get drunk and violent with you, right? That's what Camille Vasquez finished on, and man, was it good. Coming up in our number 2 spot, we have The Pledge. Arguably, this moment may tie for first because this one and the first place spot was so hard to choose between. This is the moment when we discovered that in Amber's mind, to pledge to do something means to have already done it. To give you context, Johnny Depp's lawyers were trying to point out that Amber said she was going to give all of her divorce money to charity, but she didn't. Amber says that she pledges to, but then we are shown a clip where Amber is seen saying that she has donated the money. Past tense. Oh lordy, this was a fun moment. Johnny's lawyer said, "Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million. Donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity." To which Amber replied, "I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another." Johnny's lawyers quickly jumped in to say, "But I don't." Amber begins to make the case that she will donate it, but she hasn't been able to due to being sued. But then of course, Johnny's lawyer then goes on to point out that she received all of her divorce settlement 13 months prior to being sued. Coming up in our number 1 spot, we have TMZ. In the original deposition done with Amber back in August of 2016, Amber was being questioned by Johnny's lawyers, whom are asking her if she sent a text message to Johnny's head of security jury judge, saying that she is desperately trying to reach Johnny. When explaining the text message, Amber unfortunately has a bit of a slip up when she says, "I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally, so I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him." When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted. This clip was played in court only for Johnny's lawyer to say, "Slipped up there, didn't you, Miss Heard?" Drops mic. She then went on to share that also TMZ owns the copyright for the video of Johnny slamming the cupboards. So who else sold the video but Amber? who took the video. Amber of course denied it and went on to saying, "What does that get me? If I wanted to leak things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way for years and years." To which Johnny's lawyer quickly asked, "Not when you were extorting him for $7 million? Damn, that was an amazing minute in court. Wow. In our number 10 spot today, we have Amber filed first. This was a moment that almost slipped through my fingers as I was watching the trial. It was a moment where we learned that 2 months before Amber's infamous Washington op-ed was published, she initiated an arbitration against Johnny Depp for defamation. When Ms. Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer, questioned her about it, she said it was really just a letter that her team sent to Johnny's team. So why is this small detail important? Well, most people don't realize that in order for Johnny to win his case, or to most likely win his case, his team has to show that Amber expressed malice in her op-ed against Johnny. And hearing that in only 2 months prior to the article being published, Amber was warning Johnny that she may sue him for defamation, one could argue that her article was a direct response to it and a form of an attack on him. But all that matters is that the jury picked up on that, and to be honest, the moment was so fast, so I wonder if they even did. In our 9th spot today, we have Smiling Amber. At this point of the trial, Johnny's lawyers played a video clip of Miss Heard's original deposition back in 2016. In the clip, Amber is being questioned in a room full of lawyers about her relationship, and then one of the infamous tapes begins to play, and we watch her listen to it along with everyone. The tape that is being played is the one where Amber and Johnny are discussing Amber kicking the door into Johnny's head. She's apologizing and saying that she never meant to, but admitting to intending to hit him when he was trying to leave. And while the tape is playing, we see Amber eating and being kind of blank-faced about what she's hearing, but then she starts to smirk after looking at what seems to be a lawyer, and then as the tape continues, she starts rolling her eyes a bit and continues to smirk. When the tape finishes, Johnny's lawyers question her about smiling as the audio is playing, and if she doesn't take beating up her husband seriously. Amber replied, arguing that she was just smiling because everyone else in the room was rolling their eyes and smiling. But regardless of the reason, the clip did show a clear lack of respect for the seriousness of the conversation, and as she goes on to speak about Johnny being dramatic towards the end of the clip, we are then able to once again see that she doesn't respect his feelings and has a lack of respect for the situation as a whole. In our number 8 spot today, we have the tweet. Throughout the questioning, Ms. Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer, asks Amber if she wants to move on from this whole situation, referring to all the drama from this relationship and to leave it in the past. As I was watching this, I was kind of wondering, where is she going with this? She's asked her this a few times now. What is she trying to do? Of course, Amber replies that she, of course, wants to move on. Eventually, my question was answered when Johnny's lawyer brought up a tweet conversation between Amber and Johnny's former lawyer, Adam Waldman. In this conversation, it begins with Adam provoking Amber about wearing makeup, and she takes the bait and replies, "Yes, Mr. Waldman, I may be wearing makeup on this occasion, but on every occasion you will still be short." Damn. Harsh. I believe that through showing this tweet, Johnny's lawyers were wanting to show that she can have a cutthroat side, but also they wanted to show that if she indeed was in the headspace of wanting to move on, she would not be engaging in petty tweets. Actions speak louder than words. In our number 7 spot today, we have the mirror. This is another one that I'm truly surprised that people aren't talking about more. In the cross-examination, we viewed a mirror picture from when Amber and Johnny were in Australia in 2015. The mirror photo was taken on the day that Johnny severed his finger, and after this accident, he took to painting the walls with paint as well as this particular mirror. He wrote a few messages on the mirror, and Amber took a picture of it. On this same day, Amber has alleged that Johnny injured her body with a bottle as well as beat her up. What's interesting though is that there are no pictures of her injuries. Johnny's lawyer points out that not only are there no injury photos, but you also can't see Amber in the reflection of the mirror photo, almost as if that were intentional, because perhaps she had no injuries. If you thought to take a picture of writing on a mirror, would you not think to take a picture of your injuries as well? Especially since she has taken other injury photos and documented those, and this was supposed to be a time where she was really hurt. In our number 6 spot today, we have the love journal. Apparently throughout their relationship, Johnny and Amber kept a journal to which Amber called it a love journal. It was a journal where they supposedly wrote love letters to each other and what seems like also apology notes. notes. Now, we only got to see a very small fraction of this book, 3 entries in fact, so it's hard to jump to conclusions, and we have to understand that Johnny's lawyers want to keep painting her in a bad light, as that's their job, so we really can't know if the journal was mainly love notes or apologies unless we get to read it. But certainly from the 3 entries that we read, the perspective we were given was that it's mainly Amber apologizing. Amber says that's not an accurate representation of the book, so fair enough, we have to try to remain unbiased. But what was interesting is these entries took place right around the time that Amber was supposedly seriously injured by Mr. Depp, and one in particular was after a supposed altercation where he hurt her again. So it is curious why she is so apologetic over hurting him, when the picture that she has been painting is that Mr. Depp physically hurt her during this time. In our number 5 spot today, we have Change the Locks. Amber has testified that she was trying to change the locks to the penthouse apartments on May 27th, 2016. But it was revealed in the cross-examination that she actually attempted to change the locks and supposedly did change them on May 22nd, 2016. Why is this important? Ms. Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer, said, "But you changed the locks to the penthouses on May 22nd, 2016, to which Amber replied, "I attempted to," which led Johnny's lawyer to reply, "That's why you felt comfortable having James Franco over the evening of May 22nd. To which Amber played off and said, "I do not know when James came over." Oh, that's convenient. It's only on the elevator footage that the lawyers have shown a few times in court. And also, isn't it curious that she seemingly remembers every detail of things that happened in 2012 all the way to 2016, including describing her friend's shirt being a mesh shirt in one of her parties, but she cannot remember when James came over, even though it was right after the supposed last injury that she endured from Johnny. Then Johnny's lawyer proceeds to show Amber the infamous clip of her getting cozy in the elevator with a date and timestamp on it. Right after, seconds after this clip is shown, she is asked if it's past 11 p.m. at night, and Amber replies, "I'm not quite sure the time, it looked like that." Oh, Amber, just tell the truth. Everyone saw the timestamp only 1 second ago. This was not a good moment for her. In our number 4 spot today, we have Sleeping Johnny. Lots of photos of Johnny allegedly passed out on the floor or in a chair were shown to the court. Apparently Johnny would just nod off, and so Amber said she took these photos because he wouldn't remember, and she wanted to show him that it had gotten that bad. She took multiple pictures, including one of him sleeping in a chair on vacation on his island, and she testified that he wasn't sleeping, he was nodding off. There was a difference. She agreed that these photos were embarrassing, especially a picture where Johnny was asleep and ice cream was all over him. Amber agreed that it was embarrassing to look at and that it shows that this is someone that clearly needs help. This was a seemingly caring moment that only lasted for a minute before Johnny Depp's lawyer showed a text message convo with one of Amber's friends, and this convo revealed that even though Amber knows this picture is embarrassing and sad to see, she sent it to her friend anyway, telling her friend that, quote, "This is what she has to deal with." Not her most compassionate moment. In our number 3 spot today, we have No Records. With all the injuries that Amber Heard allegedly had throughout her long relationship with Johnny, she weirdly has no medical records or dental records. When asked about the dental records and whether she had to see an oral surgeon or get dental work due to the injuries, she replied that she never needed to. Then when asked if she had any medical records showing that she required reconstructive work, she replied, "I never required reconstructive work, so there would be no records." But what was interesting is that she spun her reply in a way to seem like, well, duh, obviously if I didn't need surgery then there would be no records, duh. But what she was doing was taking the attention away from the fact that clearly she either A, didn't have very bad injuries, unlike what she described she had, otherwise she would have had to go to the doctor, at least for the possible broken nose, and the bottle put inside her to make sure there's no further damage. Something that someone who wants to be a future mother would care about. Or B, the point of perhaps she had no injuries and that's why there are no medical records. In our number 2 spot today, we have No Pictures. Pictures were shown of Amber at an event the day after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked her on the face so hard that she thought her nose was broken. The scene goes as follows. Johnny's attorney said to Amber, "Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Miss Heard?" Amber replies, "I'm wearing makeup." Johnny's lawyer says, "Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Miss Heard?" To which Amber replied, "That's why I'm wearing makeup." Johnny's lawyer says, Right, and makeup covers up swelling, right? To which Amber replied, makeup will not cover up swelling, but ice will. Johnny's lawyer says, ice will cover up swelling? To which Amber replied, ice reduces swelling. Normally the swelling after that kind of injury is not as bad as you can imagine, and for me it wasn't that bad. I have the picture of it underneath the makeup. That's how I know how to reference it. Johnny's lawyer replied, a picture that you haven't produced to this jury? Amber replied, I produced everything. The scene went on like this only for Amber to claim that she would like to show this alleged picture, but it is not her job. Once again deflecting the blame onto her lawyers, which honestly, who knows how the jury thinks, and I bet in her mind all she's thinking is, as long as the jury believes me, that's all that matters. In our number 1 spot today we have the bed. This is the most interesting moment that I'm shocked people aren't talking about more. This is the point in the cross-examination when Johnny Depp's lawyer got Amber to confirm that she testified that on December 15, 2015, Johnny broke the bed. More specifically, he broke the bed frame with his boot while they were in an altercation. Amber Heard agreed to speaking of this. Johnny's lawyer then proceeded to show a picture that Amber took that depicted the broken bed. Amber confirmed that this is indeed the picture that shows the broken bed in her story. But then the attorney scrolls into the photo and shows a pocket knife literally on the bed. Something that is way more likely to break the wooden bed frame than a boot. Of course, Amber stumbled for a second and then proceeded to indicate that she did not damage the bed with that knife, but Johnny's boot did while he was punching her. But then Camille, Johnny's lawyer, asks Heard about how she testified that there was blood all over the pillows and proceeded to ask Amber where the pictures were for that. And Heard admitted to not taking a picture of the pillows. Wow, what a mic dropping moment.